You don't find your greatness in perfection. You build it in the mess.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work, an award-winning podcast where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. So here's a thought for today. We're talking about finding your greatness, not in the perfection, but you could build it in the mess. I'm going to use this analogy because there is something that I would like to purchase, very soon. I've been looking at it for a while. It's something I like to do in my spare time. It allows me to be quiet, listen to an audiobook or a course or something, or even just be quiet in totality. And it gives me something else to consider or think about. But I look at it from this perspective. For anyone out there that has put together a Lego set. Now, when we were kids, I don't remember, and I'm saying kids when I was born in 1976, so I'm 49 years old. And I recall getting Legos that did not have any rhyme or reason. Today, there are Lego sets that build great things. Pianos, video game sets, sculptures, paintings. Like, it's a whole lot of things that you see that these blocks can build. So if you think about some of the colors with Legos, yes, they're primary colors and things like that. But if you consider each and every one of us, if you take that bag of Legos and threw them on a table, it's a mess. It can be a daunting task. You could look at the box and say, wow, this thing has 31,000 pieces. And it's supposed to take me 18 hours to build this and that and, whatever it is. No, trust me, I'm exaggerating. But it can feel that way. So how many of you have taken a time to look at your life and feel like it's just a bag of Lego blocks? So blue Legos, in my opinion, is the cool, calm, collective side of me. The white ones can be the pure and innocent, that I'm doing this with all great intentions. The yellow is my cautious space, my space of doubt as well, which makes me cautious. And my red pieces are anger, frustration, impatience, intolerance. Because I'm pretty sure all of us can find more words that goes with red than some of the other colors. But all of that is a mess. But what happens is you start to take that mess and you start to build things. And even if you're reading the directions, which I have come across, like I could be reading the directions and I'm still stumbling. I'm still having missteps. I'm still putting things in the wrong places, and all those pieces don't always seem to fit. But let's understand this, that nobody becomes great without stumbling, even if you have the notes in front of you, even if you have the cheat sheet in front, even if you have the cliff notes in front of you, everyone stumbles. Especially if you're trying to become great at something. Because the only person that doesn't stumble is the person that doesn't try. I can't go through that just because I'm reading the directions that I'm going to go straight through. I'm not a master Lego builder. I forget what it was called in the movie though. But understand that even in those situations of me putting together this Lego set, that after every polished result, what appears to be a polished result of me putting this Lego set together, is a process full of rough drafts, right? And so the quote is, behind every polished result is a process full of rough drafts. So as I'm finished my masterpiece, after I'm finished all of that there's a lot of missteps. There's a lot of places where I might have put the wrong Lego, the wrong size, the wrong one with the wrong stumps. I forgot what they're called right now. I apologize. But every one of us have moments where we're not as polished as we think. But once we're done, what looks like to be the polished result, there were some rough drafts in that scenario. For those of us that are great orators, I wonder how many times that some of these people that have these great speeches, how many rough drafts did they go through? I mean, just putting a book together, I could tell you right now that I had to have gone through a good 10 to 15 drafts of that book. Writing, rewriting again, changing this and changing that or whatever it is. It was not perfect. So what we need to work on in the process and why all this matters, because understanding the truth that stumbling really builds resilience, patience, and trust in the journey. Sometimes we don't want to look at it from that perspective. Sometimes we want to be perfect because someone else looks perfect. And we get caught up in that. We can get caught up in that. And I need you to understand that just because it looks like their Instagram photo shoot looks perfect, I wonder how many times did they really take the shot. So keep in mind that if you have a really, really good photographer, they're going to take how many portraits of you, and then you pick and choose which ones you like. Again, I'm using this because my daughter and her graduation and had a whole bunch of pictures to choose from, and we had to decipher which ones look best in her smile and her cap and gown and all these things. So a lot of times we don't understand that even in that photo shoot like that, out of 30 some odd pictures, and each pose is not the right one. It's not till you get into a space of being comfortable or trusting the process or patience or, unfortunately, because this can happen as well, the feeling of, hey, I might need to use the restroom to compose myself, to take a break. So let's understand that stumbling sometimes can cause you to do that, to take a break, to take a step back for a moment, to take a deep breath and understand that through all of these processes, I am becoming who I need to be. That I'm becoming the person, the coach, the employee, the CEO, the friend, the brother or sister, the mother or father, the grandparent, whoever it is I need to be in that moment, whatever role I need to be in that space, I am becoming the best version of myself. Even in my stumbling moment, I can come back and say, based off of my own experience and taking a deep breath, I have seen where this type of result So my suggestion would be just take a deep breath. And understand that you're going to get up, keep it moving, being resilient, being patient in yourself to say, hey, you know what? I am going to get through this situation and I'm going to take my time through it. And then I'm going to trust that in this process that I am going to get to the end. I'm going to have such a great outcome where now I am unstoppable. Because guess what? You are. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for listening. Follow Maurice Chisholm on social media to stay connected and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work. Or will it?